This is from 3 years ago, and they have shared. So a group of people, so they probably have an editorial group that looks at this. And for a nurse to air, I love this. Satanic, demonic, right? Guest speaker Glenn Funk, Vanderbilt law professor. Oh, that's interesting. That's why he couldn't be involved in the case directly himself. He has a conflict of interest, as does Feng Li, Dr. Feng Li. I refer to him as Feng Li. I don't use Dr. Feng Li because I only had 250 words in my opinion. And I had 250 words, so I had to get rid of the doctor. My apologies to Dr. Feng Li. I think he has a PhD also. He's an impressive guy. Like his training. Medical examiners tend to be pretty smart. Okay, for a nurse, I'm going to read this little caption here from the. Oh wow, my goodness gracious, this is like directed. I don't know who did this. Vanderbilt School of Medicine, Light Hall, room 411B. For a nurse to air is criminal, but the hospital administrators, they didn't know what they didn't know. I'm going to give them a break. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not really after Vanderbilt on this. But I mean, Glenn Funk definitely, I don't know. The fact that Davidson County has effectively reelected him, some small proportion of, Democrats who voted, or I don't think they're open primaries. So Democrats who voted for him in the primary just a few days ago, they probably don't even know about this. And then, people are what? People are distracted. Right? They're distracted. So Glenn Funk, ironically, in all this, may end up as district attorney in the fall because the people of Davidson County are distracted. That's what he needs. Definitely, if people knew about all this, they wouldn't reelect him. They'd make him, Chad Jackson, and Brittany Flatt all need to resign, as far as I'm concerned. I don't live in Davidson County. Otherwise, I'd be, taking whatever political action I could to get them out of office. Although at the same time, there was an election, so that has some weight for me as well. So ISMP is the Institute for Safe Medication Practices. The real issue in this case is that there were no effective systems in place to prevent or detect the accidental selection, removal, and administration of a neuromuscular blockade that had been obtained via override. Defense pointed this out. The jury didn't care. And then they clarify this post is not a defense of Nurse Vaught's admittedly egregious actions. Yes, egregious, call them lots of things, but not criminal. CMS cited Vanderbilt in the deficiency report for failing to prevent a preventable death. And then that CMS report, where is it here? There's another version of this that was leaked. I don't think Vanderbilt leaked it. Where they put in this right-hand column all the things they've done to kind of remediate. Is that the word? I think remediate all of the suggestions that CMS had made. So changes were made. Where is it? Here we go. All right, Vanderbilt forced to provide safe medication practices, plan of correction, 330 pages to specify all the changes. So yeah, a lot was changed. So a lot of things have been changed. If they were in place, the death may or may not have. We don't know why the patient died. So all of this may be irrelevant. The patient may have gotten the 1 milligram, all of that. Like you're not going to stay down there for 25 minutes monitoring a patient when you give. I don't really. I mean, don't get me started. This is all a separate thing because if they knew the clock was ticking, they knew she was claustrophobic. I mean, there's just so many other issues. That's why I'm just focusing on this. The causation is all I'm focusing on because you can't demonstrate cause. So Vecuronium was taken off override. Barcoding verification in radiology. I think that was planned anyway. They were rolling out Epic. So I don't know. That was planned anyway. Second nurse verification in radiology. Nurse required to enter PARA for paralytic agent in the ADC, automatic dispensing cabinet, or something like that, which is Pyxis. Monitoring high-risk medications such as Versed and Vecuronium that previously did not exist. So whatever, all this is just kind of extra as to why there should have been no conviction. Never mind that there was no causation, and the whole idea of criminal neglect, or whatever it was, criminal abuse of an elder. Well,